Ford F-150 has been the benchmark for pickups as far back as I can remember. That's why I couldn't wait to get my hands on the latest model to check it out. I'm Sean Riley, and this is the 2018 Ford F-150. We all know how important it is to use the right tool for the job. 2018 brings F-150's most advanced powertrain lineup ever. You've got choices that specialize in capability, efficiency, and everything in between. So you can get the truck that does what you need it to do. And if you need best-in-class, you got it. Best-in-class torque. Best-in-class payload. Best-in-class towing. In fact, F-150 can now tow 1,000 pounds more than last year's model. This is the Lariat Sport Super Crew. Now, it's certainly got that signature F-150 stance, bold and tough. But this new two-bar grille really amps up the impact on the front end. Overall, there's a more muscular feel all around the truck. And around back, the new tailgate is sculpted with deeper beveling, and it has a striking F-150 graphic embossed right into the sheet metal. Now, when I say sheet metal, I actually mean high-strength, military-grade aluminum alloy. It doesn't rust like steel, but it's just as strong. And it makes the body of this F-150 much lighter than steel. This weight savings has allowed the engineers to make this F-150 more capable and more efficient than any of its previous generations. And that leads an impressive list of innovations that no other light-duty pickup has. F-150 has the technology to alert you when there's a vehicle detected in your blind spot. It can also detect when there's a vehicle in your trailer's blind spot. It can recognize a pedestrian stepping in front of your moving truck. And if you don't react in time, it can stop for you. It can make backing up a trailer easy, even for experienced drivers. I could easily say that Ford has raised the bar again with this truck, but they've been doing that over and over again for so long now. The 2018 Ford F-150 doesn't just raise the bar, it is the bar.
We've just towed over 6,000 kilometres with over 3 tonne behind the Hilux. And the Hilux has had the reputation of its toughness and durability, but the competition seems to be catching up. What makes Hilux so unique?
Everything about Hilux is made as tough as it can possibly be made. And that's what sets Hilux apart from the rest, but it's also what makes everybody else want to be Hilux. Hilux is really still ahead of the pack and the four-wheel drive ute that everybody else aspires to be. There's so much work goes into making it the way it is. Like, I'm often asked, where do you do your testing? Well, our test track is the world. But this Hilux, a great deal of the testing was done right here in Australia because not only do we have some of the harshest driving conditions on planet Earth, as you well know and you've tried to prove to us, we've got some of the toughest drivers that can dish out some really, really savage treatment to these vehicles, and they struggle to break them.
So, Pete, what's been done to improve the off-road capabilities of the Hilux?
Most of that stuff you're never ever going to see. It's all underneath. The chassis is the most impressive Hilux chassis we've ever seen. It's been strengthened. It's made with a double box section that interconnects to make it even stiffer and more rigid than before. The springs have had their travel increased. Now, I'm sure you understand the need for maximum amount of wheel articulation, especially when you're off-road. And that's what the engineers have tried to build into Hilux's chassis. Wheel articulation, suspension travel, and the ability to do it with a load on board.
So how's the chassis been improved?
The chassis is very rigid, and the flex that's been built in to allow a bit of body movement and maintain comfort is in the huge mounts that attach the body to the chassis to absorb all of that vibration so you're comfortable inside, but underneath the chassis stays stiff and the suspension does all of the hard work to keep the wheels firmly planted on the ground where you need them to be in order to drive the thing forward through even the harshest terrain.
So if I'm driving through a freshwater crossing, how's the Hilux going to perform?
One of the first things I got to do when I drove Hilux off-road was a trip down the Werribee River. Better than the boat. It just cruised across the rocks, had no problems with water ingress, and in one side, out the other side, almost as if we were running down the highway. And Hilux's safe wading depth of 700 mil makes it the perfect thing for shallow water crossing.
When we approached the Wrangler, because it's such an icon, the main design differences between the previous model and this one won't be apparent really even from the distance. It still cuts the same silhouette, and it always should. It's a large box with a nose on it. The doghouse, the front end, which is always pinched with the round headlights. That is so key to being a Jeep. The design inspiration, honestly, was the CJ5, CJ7 series. It's always been my favorite. I know we started with the flat fender, the little military Jeep, but the CJ was really when the vehicle finally got designed, it got styled, and it picked up a long-lasting view of it. What we did with the grille, honestly, was to get it much more historically connected. The hood goes out much more level than before, and the grille is much more stood up. It's not laid back anymore. It's stood up, there's a subtle kink in it, and then all the grille bars or the grille slots are quite a bit larger than before. Lights are larger on it, but again, the headlight invades into those outer grille slots, which I think is key on the CJ. Top goal is to accomplish, cast a wider net, so we know that we have different customers than we even had 5-10 years ago, but to satisfy those customers. So we tried to incorporate a lot of customer feedback into the vehicle, but keep what's really special about it. Doors still come off, roof still comes off. You can literally at the stoplight, a couple latches, flip the top back, get out of the vehicle, no more zippers, the zippers are gone, the side panels come off really easy, and you can drop the top in a matter of seconds now. We've improved the lighting, so that is better. A lot of small details on the vehicle. We increased the rear visibility a huge amount by moving the tire down a little bit and opening up the back window as much as we could. But that's the magic of Wranglers, that every one of them is a convertible and I can open the roof up. So standard, I get a black hardtop or a black soft top. I can upgrade to a body color hardtop with removable panels. Now that the vehicle has an integrated sport bar that's connected all the way through the A-pillar, we were able now to make the windshield easily deployable or fold it down. It's just a whole different feeling you can't get from any other vehicle.
Well, first off, you know, Silverado was designed and engineered from the ground up to take the type of beating that truck buyers expect. Check this out. The fully boxed frame is made from hydroformed high-strength steel with cross members that are through-frame welded. It also has a sturdy coil-over shock front suspension with rugged upper and lower control arms to tackle the toughest terrain. Silverado is made by truck people for truck people.
Kind of the takes one to know one philosophy, right?
You bet. Let's take a peek under the hood. And here's the big guy, the 6.2-liter V8.
What makes Silverado's engine so special?
Well, all the engines we offer, the V6, the 5.3-liter V8, and the 6.2-liter V8, are first and foremost truck engines.
So the V8 you're talking about are the legendary tried and true Chevy small block engines.
You bet, millions produced. All of our Ecotec 3 engines are designed with active fuel management, which shuts down cylinders when they're not needed, and direct injection, which sprays precise amounts of fuel directly into the cylinders, and continuous variable valve timing. All these technologies give our engines both power and efficiency.
So you don't have to give up one to get the other.
Depending on which engine you choose, Silverado 1500 offers best-in-class V8 power, towing, or fuel efficiency.
That's the Triple Crown.
It sure is. So let's take a look at the bed.
Great. So the bed is made of high-strength steel for high-strength dependability, right?
That's right.
I saw how it outperformed the aluminum bed with my own eyes. It was pretty impressive.
Why don't you open up the tailgate?
Smooth. Closes nice, too.
I'll try the corner step rear bumper.
I love this. Even if you have a trailer hitch here, the corner step rear bumper and the hand grip, if you need to get up in the bed, simple. And I know Silverado offers an exclusive automatic locking rear differential, right?
That's right. It senses when a rear wheel is slipping and mechanically locks the axle to provide equal power to both rear wheels to give you traction.
Ford and Ram don't offer that.
And you're good.
Hi and welcome everybody, my name is Markus Haubert and today I'm on the road again for Mercedes-Benz vans. And guys, I'm really excited because today it's time for my first test drive with the new X-Class. 3 months ago we had the chance to catch a first glance of the new X-Class, but we didn't have the opportunity to drive it on our own. So I'm pretty curious to see how good the new X-Class actually is. And the best, we are here in beautiful Chile near Santiago, which is really a perfect playground for the newest member of the Mercedes-Benz Vans family. So let's go for it. The design of the X-Class is an absolutely brand-typical SUV design by Mercedes-Benz, and the X-Class offers very high comfort in this segment and lots of space for the passengers. And of course, the interior is of very good haptics and very high quality processed. In addition, the X-Class provides the widest choice of materials and colors in this segment. So there are, for example, 3 different trim parts for the cockpit, 6 different seat covers and 2 color options for the roofline. The X-Class has a very wide track, coil springs and a damping system that is tuned to the comfort level typical for Mercedes-Benz. So the X-Class drives and feels just like a passenger car. And, you might hear it, it is so quiet in here, so the noise level is quite low. That's really not that bad. What also convinces me is the extensive standard safety equipment. In addition to 7 airbags, the standard equipment includes, for example, the traffic sign assist, the active brake assist and the lane keeping assist. So that's pretty much for the standard equipment.
Ingenuity is everything, and everything is here for a reason. Just as no 2 oceans are the same, every journey you embark on is unique, a voyage in itself, to where everything has a purpose. To create something this ingenious takes generations of expertise. And a giant leap of the imagination. It's about passion. It's about human endeavor. The desire to go further. Beyond the horizon. Rover Discovery.